In this video, I'm going to be doing the unboxing of my new camera and 3 new lenses. Now, to continue with the channel tradition, we're going to drive to the top of the mountain and do the unboxing on the rocks. Now, I also have 2 stories I want to share with you. So, let me start now with number 1. First, I want you to meet James. James is a successful businessman from New York City. One day, James went to the doctor because he was feeling stressed from work, and the doctor prescribed a vacation. Come on, James, get real, that's not you. The next day, James found himself in a small Mexican fishing village. In the morning, he walked out to the pier where he met Pablo, a local fisherman who was coming in with a few fish in his small boat. James complimented Pablo on the quality of the fish, and then James asked, "How long did it take you to catch them?" "Only a little while," Pablo replied. "Why don't you stay out longer and catch more fish?" James asked. "I have enough to provide for my family's immediate needs," said Pablo. "So what do you do with the rest of your time?" asked James, to which Pablo replied, "I sleep late, I fish a little, I play with my children, I take a siesta with my wife, and in the evenings I walk down to the village where I sip wine and play guitar with my friends. I have a full and busy life," said Pablo. "I can help you make millions," James said. "If you spend more time fishing and catch more fish, you can use that money to buy a bigger boat. Then you can buy several boats and catch more fish. Then you can sell directly to the consumers and avoid the middleman. And then you can open your own factory. You will control the product, the processing, the distribution. Of course, you would have to leave this small village and move to the city, then maybe to LA and eventually to New York City where you could run your business from." Pablo asked, "How long would all this take?" 15 to 20 years. 25 tops, said James. "And then what?" asked Pablo. "This is the best part," said James. "When the time is right, you will announce an IPO, sell the company stock to the public, and become very rich. You could make millions." "Millions," said Pablo. "And then what?" James said, "Well, then you would retire, move to a small fishing village, sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take a siesta with your wife, and in the evenings you could walk down the village where you could sip wine and play guitar with your friends." Now, that's a very popular and interesting story, but I will give you my analysis here at the end of the video. For now, let's keep driving before I get sunburned. All right, now that we made it to the top of the mountain, let's unbox this box. Wait, before I do that, let me share one more story with you. This is a personal story. I was, 13, 14, 15. I don't remember how old I was. I was in school and we had an assignment to write what we expected our life to be like when we were 30 years old. So, our goals, our aspirations, our dreams. And I was so excited about writing this thing because I knew what I wanted by the time I was 30. It was like built into me. I wanted $1 million, number one. I wanted a house in the mountains. I wanted a Jeep. And like any other teenage boy, yeah, there's that too. So when I brought the paper into school the next morning, I was super excited, handed it over to the teacher, and I got an F because apparently my goals and dreams were not realistic enough. She wanted me to bring it down a few notches.
You can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down.
Again, this was in Costa Rica. This was about 20 years ago, and it's a story that I'm not gonna forget. But let's open this box and I'll tell you why. Always cut away from yourself unless you're sitting with the camera looking towards you, because that's how you gotta cut, so it looks cool on the video. So the first thing you'll notice is that it is an MPB box. Yes, this is not brand new gear. This is used gear because it's part of my new adventure and the channel direction. And let me show you what's in this box. This is like Christmas. Oh, look at this. No, this is not sponsored. I use MPV because I trust them. They check your gear. They make sure everything is the best it can be. So if you're gonna buy used gear, this is loud. So if you're gonna buy used gear, I definitely trust a company like MPV or KEH. They check and go through all the gear that they receive and then package it like this, which is awesome. I'll be putting a link in the video description if you're interested. I think if you use that link, you can save like 20 bucks or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, 55 to 250 millimeter. Look at that, that's a Tamron 10 to 24. And the last one. Ho ho ho. The 18 to 55. That looks different than I remember. Ho ho, look at that. Oh, this is awesome. Where's the camera? This is gonna be epic. Okay, so you know it's a Canon. It's got the thingy. I got a charger. Come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's like, it looks brand new. Look at that. It's a Rebel T1i, but look at, wow, it's in great shape. That's better than the one I sold when I got rid of mine. Does it turn on? The battery's dead. All right, so the battery is not charged. That's my bad. I thought it would be charged from the shipping, but it's not. This camera cost me $55, and all these lenses, everything that's here, all of this stuff, is under $300. I think it was like 300 or 280. So lenses, a telephoto lens, a super wide angle, and a kit lens for $280, including the battery, the charger, everything else. I've seen a lot of people saying this. Well, yeah, of course you can get great pictures. You have a Canon R5 with a red ring lens and all this other stuff. My challenge now is, can I get good pictures with this? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It even has a memory card, a 32 gig card. For 50 bucks, 55 bucks. That's awesome. If you're wondering, what did this camera have to do with the stories I shared earlier? And it's everything. This was the very first camera I put to work. I knew nothing about photography. I knew I wanted to learn, and I bought this camera thinking it was the best and brightest out there. I never did any research. I just went to Walmart and bought the most expensive camera they had on the shelf, and it happened to be the Rebel T1i. I thought it was like a professional camera. So happy to have it back in my hands. You don't know what this, what it feels like, because this represents those goals and dreams, the $1 million dream that I spoke about earlier. I think my teacher was totally wrong. I think it's very important to have goals and aspirations. I think it's really important to look at yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Try to improve in everything that you do every day. That's a very important goal to have. But don't measure yourself up against anybody else, to level your photography to anybody else. Do what's best for you, as long as you continue to take steps in the right direction. Any step in the right direction is, well, yeah, a step in the right direction. I don't even know where I was going with the analogy. Whatever, goals and dreams are important. Don't let anybody else knock those goals down like the teacher did for me. But remember what those goals represent. In my 30s now, I can go back and look at everything that I wish for. I have. Maybe I don't have the $1 million. Yes, no, not maybe, definitely, I don't have that. It's not in my bank account. But what that $1 million represented It was freedom. Freedom to go pick huckleberries all day long if I wanted to go sit on top of a mountain on a Tuesday afternoon. The freedom that these cameras gave me is what that $1 million represented. And yes, I would not trade any of this for $1 million. For $1 billion, yes, because $1 million doesn't go that far anymore. But $1 billion, yeah, I would. So don't be like Pablo. Pablo had no goals and dreams, and that's great for a little while. But after a year or two of doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're gonna get bored. Stories like these are great because they make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Now, I don't like that story because it's not real. In this story, you only hear about Pablo and James's point of view. You don't hear about Maria, Pablo's wife. You don't hear that when Pablo is out fishing in the morning, Maria is out walking in her bikini, waiting for James on the beach. You don't hear that she joined a yoga studio because that's where James is going. And you don't hear that while Pablo is playing guitar and drinking wine with his friends in the evenings, Maria is with James in his hotel room doing something else. And the children, let's not forget about the kids, Pablo's kids, that learned to be just like him. And after a while, they became property of the state because they didn't want to do anything. They weren't motivated. I know, these stories omit some of the most important details. Every story has at least 3 sides to it. Yeah, 3, not 2, 3. And that's what you got to keep in mind. Stories like this are designed to steer you in one direction and one direction only. And to me, this one I don't like because it's keeping you small. It's keeping you happy with what you have, which I agree. Be very happy with what you have, but also have goals and dreams. I think it is very important to have clear goals and ambitions, dreams. Dream as big as you want. When I wrote those goals and dreams, I had no idea how I was going to get there. I was 14, 13, I don't remember. I had no idea how to reach those goals. But here we are, 20 years later, and I've gotten everything that I wish for and more. It's really important to look back and see where you came from, but don't forget where you're going. And if that's not cheesy enough, I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. This is awesome. This is almost more exciting than when I unboxed the R5. I can't even tell you. I'm so excited. This is awesome. It's hard to really wrap your head around all the doors that opened up for me because of this camera, for stock photography, different product photography, different jobs. And yes, that didn't happen with this camera, but this one opened those doors and led me in that direction.